Thorpe Park Resort in the United Kingdom is getting a new roller coaster next year called Hyperion. It's going to be the UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster, standing at 236 feet with speeds reaching over 80 miles an hour. And me being me, it got me thinking, what's Thorpe Park's next roller coaster going to be? And now, I am very aware that they haven't even got the roller coaster yet of, what is going to be Hyperion. But that's besides the point, because I don't care. And this got me wondering, what could be the next model of roller coaster that Thorpe Park introduce? Could it be an Intamin Blitz coaster, or even a Max spinning coaster with the work on Project Exodus involving Mark? Now these speculations are all well and good, but knowing Thorpe Park, we'll be having to wait till 2034 to see the next roller coaster, so let's not get our hopes up yet. But in this video, I just want to discuss, what will Thorpe Park's next roller coaster be? And if in future you want to see more videos like this, longer form videos instead of just Planet Coaster POVs, please like and subscribe to see more of these. So I have 3 ideas for roller coasters that could be implemented at Thorpe Park, with the first idea being a Max spinning coaster. Now, this would be quite relevant for now, with Project Exodus being made by Mac also. And I think this would fit perfectly as a bit of a breather within Thorpe Park's quite intense lineup. Now, they're known to have the UK's most thrilling rides. However, they don't really appeal to a family audience, where rides such as Ride to Happiness, which is also an extreme Max spinning coaster, it does appeal to coaster enthusiasts for its unique elements and feel. But it's also a ride that can be enjoyed by the whole family, not being too overly intense, but holding a lot of different forces that are really interesting to feel and are quite unusual compared to other roller coasters, even when you take into consideration roller coasters such as RMCs like Iron Gwazi or Steel Vengeance. The only downside that I can see to this is Thorpe are on quite a tight budget, being owned by Merlin, so this might be a bit of an issue, because even though they've splashed out on Mac, this is the first ride they've got in a decade, which is ridiculous, saying that the last roller coaster they got was a B&M Wing coaster, which has prime ride time of less than a minute. And now you might think, well yeah, most roller coasters do, but for one of the UK's main theme parks and one of Merlin's biggest parks, you'd expect a bit more investment and love into expensive rides that are going to attract in the crowds, especially around the London area, which has 9 million plus people in it. So I think a Max spinning coaster could be on the cards, but who knows what new models are going to be implemented before 2034, because again, that's probably when they're going to get the next new roller coaster. My second choice would probably be an Intamin Blitz, as Thorpe Park is, again, very well known for their intense roller coasters that more appeal to coaster enthusiasts than the general public. And although Blitz can be for the general public, they are mainly for roller coaster enthusiasts that can also be enjoyed by the GP. Now, I think if Thorpe was to go for an Intamin Blitz, it would probably be something more like Batman's Gotham Escape or Velocicoaster, and something less like Tavern, due to Thorpe being quite iconic for having inversions that are punchy, and obviously Velocicoaster is very well known for having quite intense yet graceful inversions at the same time, which is very contrasty, but it works, so yeah. Now I think that elements like the Morsasaurus roll could be seen, but I also think they'd include some classic loved elements like the Zero G roll, because I don't know a single person who doesn't love a Zero G roll. It's a sensation that you can't get on anything other than a roller coaster, and it's just so insane, so fun. I also think an element such as a dive loop would be involved, purely because a dive loop is quite a simple element to include. It's fairly cheap because it's been done so much, but they're also popular among coaster enthusiasts, but also the general public, due to the fairly intense forces, but also different forces to things such as airtime, lateral, and positives. They're quite a nice mix of all apart from airtime. However, as much as I think we'd all love to see an Intamin Blitz in the UK, and especially at Thorpe Park because of the thrill rides aspects, I just don't think it's that likely because of obviously Merlin's budget, and Intamin Blitz are extremely expensive. I know Mac are too, but Intamin Blitz is it's a whole new level of expensive. I also don't believe that Thorpe would work with Intamin in the next long-term project due to the fact that they haven't worked with them since 2006, where they had essentially a decade-long spree of 4 roller coasters, with Class in 02, Stealth in 06 both being Intamins, and then they strayed away with the Eurofighter from Gerstlauer, that's now known as Saw, and then the B&M Wing Coaster, which is obviously the Swarm, and now they're moving to Mac after 10 years. So yeah, although I'd love to see an Intamin Blitz there, and I'm sure everyone watching the video would, I just don't think it's that likely. And so now on to my final option, which I think is quite unlikely, but everyone would absolutely love to see this, seeing the success in Europe and Asia recently. The new Vekoma model, and more specifically the LSM launch model. These have been implemented in places such as Energylandia, and they're widely known for having punchy inversions, whippy transitions, and just generally very fun layouts without being too intense for everyone. And I think that's what Thorpe Park need, something that is for everyone, which is sort of what they're doing with Hyperion. But Hyperion is obviously a bit more intense, and they're also lacking a launch coaster with value, if that makes sense. So, because Stealth's a brilliant ride, but it's a one-trick pony. It's the launch, and that's it really. Yeah, you get a bit of ejector, but I think they need a launch coaster with a longer layout, with more elements and more variety, just within the actual roller coaster. They also need it for a capacity monster, because the only real capacity monster at Thorpe Park is the Swarm, because it's a B&M. But even then, being a wing coaster, it's quite difficult to load. So I think the Vekoma launch coaster will be very good, especially with the modern glass smooth and intense versions punchy and fun. And that's all for today's video. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a good morning, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And again, thanks for watching. And I'd be very appreciated if you liked and subscribed. Thank you for watching.